Hey guys, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is a fun show, and I'm curious what drew you both to it originally.
Go
I'm
ahead, Ben.
The script, first and foremost. Jenna Bans and Bill Krebs wrote the most engaging, hilarious, twisty, turny, ups and downs, just like smorgasbord of a show. And the dialogue is so witty and so fun. And I know from my perspective, the role of Brett was something that I immediately just latched onto. I just love him so much, and I just identify with him so much. So that was my entry point.
Yeah, same. When I finished the script, I was like, oh my God, I really want to know what happens next. And that was, of course, a sign to me that this felt really fun and fresh. And then for me, just Birdie felt like an opportunity to do something really different, which was exciting. And I was a little intimidated by her at first, but she's been a really challenging role, and I just feel really lucky to get to have the opportunity to play her.
and I assume you can't quite identify with her in the same way that Ben can identify with Brett.
Yeah, that was like the tough point to find a way in, and not have her feel like a caricature, have her feel like a real person. It was tricky. It took me a minute to kind of figure out, and I'm still figuring it out. But it's exciting when those kind of roles come up because they're far and few between. So I was really excited to have the opportunity.
Her mention of grocery shopping, I think, is what I stuck with me most, just in terms of no idea just how most of the world functions.
Yeah, yeah, and she's moment to moment. She's just a woman that says what she thinks and what she means, and in that moment, she just needed 4 eggs. So she was like, "What's the problem?"
I mean, if we could all shop that way, I think it would be good.
Especially these days, right? With egg prices, if we could just.
True. Ben, what did you find challenging about Brett? I think he is likable, but there's definitely still
Yeah.
some issues
Oh
that he's
no, of
going through.
course. Yeah. I mean, look, Brett is an expert in cars. His big dream in life is to own a car restoration business. So he knows everything about cars. I know nothing about cars. He knows everything about gardening. I know nothing about gardening. So those are the two main points of difference between me and Brett. But as an actor, what you do is you substitute like the thing that you're really passionate about and know a lot about for the thing that you're supposed to be passionate about and know a lot about. So like, sub cars for I don't know, theater and food, and we're off to the races.
Do you feel that you both know a lot about gardening now, or are you sort of just, faking it a little bit?
I'm lucky
Hmm?
in that Birdie also knows nothing about gardening. And so Birdie and I might even know a little bit more about gardening than Birdie does. So yeah, by the end of the season, she will know like this much more, but yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing. So which has been very fun for me in all the garden scenes, watching them have to figure out how to look like they know what they're doing.
I mean, I could tell you what a ranunculus is now. That's about it. I mean, I still have a hard time keeping a succulent alive. So, hopefully by the end of this season, I'll have at least some kind of skills moving forward.
Well, this is a show that's dropping one episode a week, which is somewhat rare these days, just especially for like a good mystery like this, where you have some episodes that end with literally asking a name and then you don't hear the name, which I might be intended to specifically frustrate some viewers. Do you think that this is the kind of show that those who really need a resolution should wait until the end and then binge the whole thing, or there's something nice about the once a week format?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I think appointment TV, I'm nostalgic for it. I miss it, There's something about kind of things letting percolate in your brain through the week and waiting until that next episode. But I also think it could be a bingeable thing, but the danger in that is like we have little cliffhangers in every episode. So, if you can schedule 13 hours out of a day to binge it, but it might be a little intense. I think there's also so many little clues and details in every episode that it's kind of nice to let it digest before you get to the next one, in my opinion.
And that's the beauty about the time we live in now because you can do both.
Yeah,
So my suggestion would be watch us live week to week and let that anticipation build up because that's part of the fun of it all, honestly. And we've lost a little bit of that in this day and age. So do that. And then once it's all said and done, go back and binge the whole thing all the way through. And that way, see like if you missed any clues and try to pick out some more details. So
I
do
like
both.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I had 4 episodes available all at once. I chose to watch them like every day or two, like one at a time, but that's all I've seen. So, do you have a sense, without giving anything away, obviously, of, is this something that's going to wrap itself up neatly, or is there a plan for or a hope for much more in the future?
I think the hope, I mean, I think the idea is that there's always going to be interesting storylines developing from other storylines. I think there's kind of the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, yeah. There will be I think I'm pretty sure we can say there will be a convergence of the two timelines by the end of the season. And there will definitely, I mean, there's so many reveals kind of throughout the season, which is the other thing that I love about the show and I love about the way Jenna and Bill write. They're not just dangling a carrot the whole time, which I can find frustrating sometimes in shows. There's resolve and then more comes out of it and you're on this other ride and so there's just so many twists and turns coming up and it's really fun and but yeah, neatly tied up at the very end. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It was very nice to meet you. I wish you plenty of luck with the future of the show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Nice
Nice to
to
meet you too.